Hey there, YouTubers. It's now the answer video. So, I'm going to start with the questions I was asked last on up. So, first one up is Mr. Magyar. Forgive me if I don't pronounce your name right, I always had a problem with that. And this question is, when will we see more Emerson Colley live in front of a studio audience? And he ended that with a question mark and an exclamation point. So, one other person asked somewhat similar to a question like that. So, right now, it's not exactly a studio live audience, but you guys are going to be the audience. So, we're going to go on for the next question. See if I can operate my mouse like this. It's a little tricky, so yeah, it's a lot tricky because I can't use the scroll part at all. It's a little challenging reading as well, but you see the things that I do for you guys, I mean really, you know. Okay, bear with me, I'm trying to operate my mouse to see the questions. So, yeah, it's a little challenging doing this. So, it's probably going to be a little more challenging reading it too. But, okay, the next question is from Andrew Galusi. I do apologize if I pronounced the name wrong, but I'm also trying to read like this as well. Okay, the question is, what is your favorite fan in your entire collection? Well, what I'm going to have to say on that is, I'm going to have to say Ilg, because they're a little harder to find, and there's just something very unique about them that separates them from the other fans. Even though I like all vintage fans, but the Ilg fan, it's just something about them. I mean, when they made their fans, there were no bullshit, as some of you already know. But that just shows you the pride of Chicago, Illinois. You know, back in the days where Americans actually gave a fuck about building things. Okay, let's see for the next question. Bear with me, guys. I'm actually reading, but just keep in mind I'm doing this for you because many people asked about when was the next time I was going to fursuit and whatever. So I'm doing this for you guys, so bear with me when I try to read your questions. Okay. The next one is from Sharky626. And Sharky626 asks quite a few questions here. So let's read them and I'll try to answer them. Do you still have that vintage fan with the broken blade that you JB Weld back together? Yes, I do. I haven't had time to sand it down and paint it, but I still have it. It's in the garage, which will soon be my new workshop. During the time when I repaired that fan, it was I was working 2 jobs, and I worked 2 jobs for almost 8 years, so I didn't really have time to actually restore any of my fans in my collection. But I do plan to change that in the future. But I have been tied up with a lot of things, but I was only able to do that one repair on that. Unfortunately, when I got that fan, the reason why the blade broke in the first place is they had a crack in it that I didn't even know. And when I turned it on, the blade just flew off. It scared the hell out of me. But I did explain, you know, pretty much the same thing I'm telling you right now in that video about the blade situation. I had no idea it was cracked. But yeah, I still have that fan, and I plan to restore it. And I plan to have a video of that in the future, of that same fan, you know, sanded, repainted, of course, just in that area, and some other things that I'm probably going to have to do before it's complete. Okay, next your next question that you were asking me. Are you a fan of vintage dishwashers? Yeah, I am. I'm a fan of old General Electric dishwashers. For some reason, it seems like General Electric was trying all kinds of ways to clean to clean your dishes. They made portable dishwashers, which you actually carry, and just stick a hose into the drain, and then you just wash your dishes in a little kind of a bowl type of deal, which I thought was pretty neat. And they made an electric sink, which was something like a dishwasher, where the top port was clear and you could see your dishes getting washed by a jet of hot water and soap. So I would have to say the General Electric would be my favorite one, because they tried different ways of washing your dishes. Okay, okay, so what kind? Okay, I answered that. I forgot to read a little bit more. I apologize. When or what was it that first made you see that as the years went on, the quality of products was declining? Well, you could pretty much tell the difference on how I would see the way how the washing machines are being made from back then till now. Same thing with receivers and stereos and tape decks. Like, for an example, you notice that that a lot of things, like say here's a good example right here. VCRs, before VCRs was getting phased out. Back in the early days, like when VCR was coming around, I think it was like the late 70s, mid to late 70s, and they made a good quality machine all the way up till 1986. And you know, they had four-headed VCRs, and it was real good video quality and sound. You can repair them, and the rollers in there were actually rollers, you know, so it didn't screw up your VHS tapes. But as time went on, you know, where Funai was no longer made in Japan, it was made in China. They didn't have rollers at all. They just had like these little plastic studs that didn't do anything but just sit there and just rot across your tape, and it just was really bad for your tapes, and it would ruin your tapes too. In fact, some of them that was brand new out of the box, like I'm talking about the newer ones, like before going into 2000 to 2001. Some of them brand new in the box, you know, would eat your tapes, which was disgusting. But and I do remember, because you see, I bought a Sony four-headed VCR in '95, and it had great quality and everything. And then as I bought my first house, which was in '99, I was 22 years old at the time. I was building up a nice stereo system, and they had these VCRs that was the same length as whatever, as my stereo. So since I was real happy with my Sony VCR, I decided to buy another one, only the one that was, you know, the same size as my receiver, because I wanted to actually put that in with my stereo. Well, I thought that the video quality on that particular unit was defective, and I brought it back actually because I was that disappointed with the results. And they told me, well, that's the way how VCRs are becoming now, because the DVD players are first coming out. And I said, so you mean every Sony VCR has the same quality? And they said, yeah. And I said, well, I want to get another VCR of a different brand. So I went with Panasonic, and they were better. But it's just the fact that really disgusts me on the quality on where Sony went. And then, of course, you know, my opinion on the new washer and dryer is the same with Harley Badger and Spatz Spear and JK18 and Sharky. that it's just they just don't have the same quality and the materials that they put in them like they used to. Like every feature was actually a non-feature. Like say you look at the suspension on a lot of these newer washing machines, if you want to call them that. They would take probably about at least an hour or 30 minutes just to balance your load, And it's like, isn't that a waste of energy? I mean, just to waste so much time, balancing your clothes because they just said, oh, we just didn't want to put shocks on them or springs on them anymore. And then of course you notice that the quality of how it washes your clothes, like they don't have that agitator where it's got fins from the top to the bottom. It just has like this little tiny mountain that's at the bottom with fins, and it only puts like a little bit of water and it's just beating the shit out of your clothes. I mean, how is that gonna wash anything? I mean, I really like to know. And for those that are going to be asking, oh, it's just to save water. I mean, look, the planet that we live on has more water than land, okay? The water's not going anywhere because, for one thing, I mean, you just think about it, okay? I mean, come on. I mean, if you guys claim to be smart, don't be a fucking idiot. You got all this water around, and it's more water than land, and it rains too. So, really, I mean, come on, use your head. Be that smart person that you claim to be about shit, okay? The water ain't going nowhere. So, when you look at machines like that, you just realize, they're not improving at all. And I was deeply disappointed when I was a kid because when in 1985 and 86, when I saw this new electronics that was out, I was blown away. And to be honest with you, and I hate to say it, but we're in 2015, and I'm still blown away by it because nothing in the future, really grabs my attention as it did back in the 80s. So that's when I knew right then and there that the quality of electronics, I just saw them decline, and pretty much right after the year 2000, or probably, I guess I should say, in pretty much starting in the mid 90s, because right after 95 on to 96, that's when things started turning to shit, from what I've noticed, from my point of view. Okay, let's see if you got another question for me. Okay, that's it. So thanks, Sharky, for those questions. All right, let's see the next question. Okay, the next one is going to be JK18, because he's got a good bit of questions to ask me. All right, let's see. Thanks for the shout out. Hey, no problem, buddy. Okay, number one, how did you come to get the Studebaker? I don't remember all the details. Okay, I'm part of the Studebaker Drivers Club, and what they do, from what I hear, a lot of the members that are over there that have these classic cars, they are up in age, like some of them are in their 90s. So what happened is when some of the collectors that have these cars, pass on, and their widows are left, or a family member that don't know what to do with the car or whatever, they the members from the Studebaker Drivers Club would buy that car, buy all the raffle tickets that they get, and then they have that car as a raffle, to raffle it off. And I bought 10 tickets because I really wanted that car. I pretty much bought each ticket like every week, one ticket a week. That way, if some of them go to the bottom, some of them will eventually still be at the top. And if they mix it up, somehow mine will get there. You know, just by chance. I mean, it's a chance just like anyone else. Just like it. I mean, just like everything else. So I just took a chance, and I just happened to win it. And an interesting fact about that car is about 30 plus years ago, that car used to be in Picayune, Mississippi, where I live at now. This is what I heard when I was at the DMV getting it registered. They said in 1978, someone bought that car, and they brought it, and they shipped it or drove it to Pennsylvania, whatever they did, and it stayed there for a good 30 years. And then when I won it, I wound up bringing it home. So originally, when it was brand new, it came from here, and now it's back. It's kind of strange how that happens. But yeah, that's the story on that. All right, number 2. What other vintage items, appliances do you have? I have some radios, some old ones that do still need some work, and I haven't made videos of those yet. I try to make videos of it, but I don't want to turn them on in case the copyright police tries to just, you know, delete my videos or whatever, put my YouTube channel in jeopardy. So I have those. I have I actually have some vintage Tonka toy trucks that was my dad's when he was a kid, and unfortunately they didn't stand the test of going through Hurricane Katrina all too well, because now they're rusty. But I do want to clean those up and eventually make video of those trucks as well. That's pretty much it as far as the other ones go. Number 3. What is your most prized vintage item besides the car, and why? Well, I'd have to say it would have to be the ILG fan that I have, because they're a little harder to find, and like I mentioned, like I answered, you know, last guy's question about that, and there's just something about them that separates them from other fans. So yeah, that's the answer for that question. Okay, number 4. What's the origin of Ken style ceiling fan now? Okay, back in 2008, when I was before I went to Spats Bear's house to go to Anthrocon in 2008, they had a username by the name of Andrew Jarmans, and what he was doing was he was constantly posting questions on my channel about Kensho Vintage Box Fan Now, Kensho Dominion Box Fan Now, Kensho Junior Dominion Box Fan, always asking me questions, and other people questions as well, and he was very annoying, and he was pissing a lot of people off, including me. And pretty much right after that, you know, he was always asking me to get a vintage fan on eBay now, buy, restore, and make video, or something like that, as well as other questions egging on. And then I go visit his channel, and all what he's doing is buying brand new fans from Target and Walmart and shit like that, and just constantly videotaping that. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, this guy wants me to buy these vintage fans and make videos of them, but yet, you know, he's not doing any of that. He's just buying brand new shit that's just being sold even today, and making videos of that. So after he constantly egged me and many others on, when I went to Spats Bear's house in 2008, I was bought him 3 Hunter ceiling fans, you know, as a housewarming present. And while I was doing that, just for shits and giggles, I just started acting like him, like as if I was reading the comments. And it was very funny at the time, and it's still funny now, but that's the story behind that and how that started. Okay, let's see. I'm going to try to use my mouse again. Alright, the next question is from Dante Fox. And his question is, why are you not a robot? I guess on October 11th of 1976, I was born and not manufactured, I guess. Okay. All right, next question is from Esky Wolf. And his question is, many videos ago, you used to have an old Magnavox console stereo TV. Do you still have it? Yes, I do. It's in my garage as well. It's the only console stereo I actually still have since I moved. And I have bought I have ordered a turntable from eBay to put in it. And there's some other stuff I need to get for it, but what I'm going to wind up doing with that console stereo, since Spatsbear is real good at repairing TVs, one of these days I'm just going to give him that stereo, that console stereo, and any future updates on that, you know, it'll be on his channel. So, yeah. Alright. Next one is Tori the Fan Man. His question is, do you still collect fans? Yeah, I do. I mean, like I said, you should know the answer to that question. I mean, most of the fans that I collect are antiques. I do have, you know, Lakewoods, but most of the stuff that I like is antique fans and ceiling fans. And yes, I do still collect fans. Alright. Next question is from Spatsbear. This question is, what was your best pimping moment to date on GTA? Well, I gotta say, it's from the, well, right when I first got my Xbox, I think it was around March or something like that. And we can go down memory lane and just see all these nice, sweet, pimped out rides that we did together. I mean, look at this one. And, of course, some of them get a little over-pimped, and this would be the result. But, yeah, it was fun, and it's still fun doing that now. I mean, now, Starpup is now pimping rods with me now, so I guess there'll continue to be us pimping rods like this, and I think that's pretty sweet. I mean, I started pimping some rides. I tried to pimp a jet, you know, now, but all it did was just catch on fire, and that was it. It didn't really do much of anything. So yeah. Aaron Long. Aaron Long's question is, do you have so many vintage fans that you can't count? Not really. I pretty much still kind of know what I have. I mean, they might be some that I may favor over others, and I may kind of forget them at some point, but I still see them, you know, every time I go in the garage. I'm like, oh yeah, that's the fan I got. I still got that fan. So yeah, I still got a pretty good bit of fans. All right, Chris TV 1979 asks me, do you use Windows? Have you worked with Windows 10? What do you like about it or dislike about it? I do use Windows. As of now, I use Windows 7 Professional. I actually had this since 2010, when I bought my HD digital camera. I mean, it is getting to the point, you know, where it starts to lag, so I'm probably going to need to upgrade pretty soon. But, yeah. Let's see. Have you worked with Windows 10 yet? No, not yet. So, I'm not going to really have an opinion for the next question about that, because I never tried Windows 10. And I heard some good things and some bad things about them, but But me personally, I haven't, experienced anything from them yet. Next question is from Logan Muzzer. And this question is the JB Weld on the fan blade of the Westinghouse Power Air fan still holding up? And do you still have the fan? Yes, I do. I still have that fan, and it's holding up just fine. I just gotta find some time in the future to restore that fan to its proper glory. Okay. Next question is from Blue Thunder Boom. And his question is, on the vintage Caliphone tape recorder, where was it made? That particular one is made in Japan, but originally they were from USA and made in California. If you notice, Cala and in phone, California. But now, just like everything else, sadly, they're made in China, and they're not really commercial grade anymore like they used to be. Now it's just like anything else out there at your local Walmart. So, next question is from Peckhorns. I hope I pronounced that right. And the question is, any progress on a Sony front projection TV? Well, that project is kind of on hold right now because I still have to do some things with the gears that brings the mirror out and then back in. The plastic part is, and then they got contactors on it. It's a clutch, and those plastic, that piece of plastic gear needs to be there. That way it separates the contact and shuts the motor off. And they got cracks in it, and one piece is cracked all the way off. So I gotta still work on that and get that fixed up and running. Of course, the board that the motor operates on, that needs to be redone as well. So I still got it. It ain't going nowhere. I do plan to get it fixed and fully restored. So, yeah. Alright. Next question is from Dr. Sack. And his question is, why in your old vlog video were you bald and no beard? Also, why the lack of videos of you in your fursona? Well, Mr. Sack, if you really want to know the answer on why I was bald and no beard back then on my last vlog video, perhaps maybe you need to watch it again. Okay? And once you watch that, you might get your answer on why I was bald with no beard. Sorry I was a little harsh on questions, but that's what you get for being a douchebag on Spat Spears' channel when I was asking a comment directly to Harley Badger. So, there you go. And the last question is from Chris S. And this question is, do you still fursuit, and if so, when are you planning your next adventure? Well, you just watched it, so yay! Now it's for the next one from here on out. I'm not sure, but I hope soon, because I kind of miss doing this. It's actually pretty fun. So, thanks guys for your question. Oh yeah, and here's something. Emerson Colley is now 8 years old. That's right. On Mixed Candy's original website, the first pictures of him was taken on 11/30 of 2007. So I think I'm going to have a version 2 of me made when I'm 10 years old. So yeah, I just thought I'd share that. So until next time, guys, thank you for watching and have a good day.